Good morning. It is June 25th, 2025, and this is Walking the Dirt Roads with Donna. I originally had a good one going, but I ended up hitting the wrong button. It is so humid out here that my glasses are fogging over and I can't see what I'm doing. Anyways, 2 weeks ago on June 10th, my dad picked me up, and me and him made our way up to Wyoming, and we had an amazing time up there, reconnecting with family that some of them I'd seen, back in 2014, when me and my daughter and my dad went up there. Others I hadn't seen in 30 plus years, so 40 or whatever. Anyways, I was able to reconnect with a lot of people, with a lot of family, and we honored our cousin Buck, who passed away back in November, and we just had an amazing time. And so now I got back last week on the 18th, I think it was, and now I'm back home. The temperature right now is like 70 something, but the humidity is like 85%. And so therefore I am sweating like crazy. I feel like I just got out of the shower and just put my clothes on without getting dried off. Anyways, so I'm actually going to take a little break from doing these videos because I've got a lot of other things that has got to be dealt with. Next week, I'll be going to Little Rock, and then I've got to get some other stuff done there at the house. And then, of course, with the temperature getting up into the 90s or pushing 100 in some locations, it's going to, I just don't really want to be out here walking like that, because, and that's why I love Wyoming, along with many other reasons. But Wyoming, we were in Buffalo, Wyoming, and the temperature up there, yes, it did get up into the 90s, but their humidity level was around 30 to 40%. I think the highest that I saw it get up there was around 50%. And there is a significant difference. And so here comes a vehicle. Let me put you on pause, and then I'll come right back. Okay. They didn't stop to chat, and I just, paused it, and then I came back. Anyways, as I was saying, it can get hot up there in Wyoming. Just because they have snow up in the Bighorn Mountains and over in the Rockies that's on the western side of the state, doesn't mean that places like Buffalo, Casper, Cheyenne, Jackson Hole, it still gets hot. But it's just so much easier to deal with the heat up there. It's just not as humid. And even if it does get, 70-80% humidity, I mean, to me, it's still not that bad because it's higher up in elevation. And so the air is just not as heavy. If that makes, some of you that's probably a meteorologist or have any, thing to know about, atmospheric stuff and things like that, then, you understand what I'm trying to say. Anyways, so my plans for the rest of the day is to do my best to stay cool. I've got some various online things that I've got to deal with. Um, I've had some emails that I've got to respond to and such, and then I've got some quilting projects that I've got to get back on because being out of town for a week and then dealing with some other things that has had to be dealt with. I've kind of put my quilting off to the side. Plus, I'm still waiting to hear about the status of my sewing machine that I took in to be worked on before I left out of town. So I I can't think of any. Oh, real quick, when me and my dad went to Wyoming, and it's a family event and family gathering and such. My mother and my brother both were able to make it, at least for the weekend, and they flew up there. And this was the first time that Mom had been on a plane since the mid 80s, I think. And my brother said that Mom was a champ, dealing with all the, getting on the plane and off the plane and what have you. Because for those of you who don't know, Mom has got some, health issues going on. And, the stuff that she's got going on is just the monitor and maintain stuff. There's no, she just has to deal with it. So, but overall, she did absolutely great. And so, anyways, so it's going to be a day. So, I will have, unless something major happens over the next few days or weeks, my next video will probably be sometime in July. So, till then, y'all have a wonderful day and stay cool. And if you're able to, go find a dirt road. See you next time. God bless.